Welcome, we are at Nakano Broadway again, and this is the third floor, 3F, and we're starting to make our little walkthrough on this floor because it's a lot more quiet and easy going up here than downstairs, and you can actually look around. So some of the shops have also moved up from 2F to 3F, and Watch Time Zone is one of them. And downstairs there's really not much going on anymore, so even TWC, the watch company, has rarely any merchandise. And yeah, so Time Zone is still very well stocked. Prices are reasonable as well, in terms of if you consider the state of the Japanese yen, and also like right now at the end of October 2023, you got yeah, very good selection here. You have these little US universal value. So you have some of the small resellers and also the larger ones that are well known, of course. And why I like the Nakano Broadway is actually you have everything. You have these little toy stores. They're selling Godzilla next to, you know, Patek Philippe watches, so that's definitely like an appeal to it if you like these mixed-use arcades and developments. This is like the Shoten downstairs. And Jack, Road and Betty, they are also mixed in terms of what they sell. They have handbags and jewelry and also watches. And what's very interesting is they have all these merchandise items in the individual stores, and then when it comes to the sale and the consultation, they take the customer into this room, and then they have the sales consultation, the payment process, and all the explanations of the merchandise as well. So this is very unique. First time I've seen that anywhere. So this is women's watch department, jewelry and handbags, the men's watches are in here, and what I usually do is I'm looking at certain models, irrespective of who the manufacturer is, and then try to compare prices between the different shops. And that tells me more or less if the shop has realistic pricing or not. Can't really see a lot of the Rolex inventory from in here, and like a couple years ago it was actually possible to film a little bit inside the store. Not so much anymore. Interesting how popular these J12 Chanel models still are in Japan, Korea and China. Like in Europe or North America, you can't even give them away. Here's Watch Neon. This is the same store that basically now owns everything in Shinjuku. So all the Shinjuku stores have been purchased or like consolidated under the Watch Neon brand. And they have a lot of inventory, and by a lot I mean truly a lot. I think what TWC downstairs used to be, now Watch Neon actually is. Like they have pretty much every model. I did look for one of the new Rolex Explorer ones, and they did not have those because they say it's a very hot model in Japan, and as soon as they get one, it's almost immediately sold. This store also had a lot of inventory. And what was very interesting to see is that they do not accept Amex, JCB or Diners Club for payment. So that I think is quite eye-opening. Interesting as well because the Visa Infinite card takes a lot more merchant fee than Amex ever did. So let's see if we have anything here in the back. Some smaller store. Baudet. I was just about to say, are these all of these Richard Mille? No, of course they are not. They are these I think Chinese, like, don't kill me if I say that, Chinese made crystal cases or something. I've seen them in the past. Here's another Watchnian store. Don't exactly know what they do here. Looks like some sort of repair. And I believe a good friend of mine bought a watch at this store. "7 hours selling by." It's another toy store. And most of the shops that are closed here at this time are of similar nature. Like, most of them are not watch stores, they're just like selling various kinds of toys. So that's Japan. Very interesting mixture of things in the same sales area. Here's another one, but this is more like, looks more vintage. Samurai Joy. Military surplus. Quark. Quark Lab. Belmont. Yeah, I think what saves it a little bit in terms of the distribution of used watches here in Japan is the cheap yen at the moment. So if you are looking for a watch and you can manage to go to Japan, then you can purchase them right at the store, tax-free. And then of course you have to take them out of the country, but Japan is very lax with that. So the store takes it off right away and you just have to show your passport, and basically that's it. Contrary to most other countries. And also what is like very useful here is that you also get the tax back on used items. If you purchase a watch in Europe, you can only get it back on new items. So Japan is very, very liberal in terms of their tax refunds, and that is definitely a huge advantage if you're in the market for a new watch. So I'll quickly show you the 1F, which is the ground floor. And here on the second floor, we're gonna skip that because there is really not much. There are only 2 stores, which is buy and sell good watch. Although this was on 3F, and then here we have Tokei Kingdom. So let's go down. Here is number 1. And I'll show you what I meant with, actually it seems quiet now. Like when I was here an hour ago before I started looking around upstairs, it was super busy. And those who know this area will realize how busy it can be. Here's another watch store, the Time Walker. And yeah, a lot of them, like they sell all these brands, Rolex and whatever, but then you go inside and sometimes they only have 2, 3, 4 models. And I went to the watch company and they had 1 Rolex, which was Pepsi, vintage Pepsi, and that was it. So I'm not sure what happened to that store, but in the last 3-4 years since COVID, the watch company has been completely decimated in terms of inventory. I love this store, the Daikokuya watch. They have great inventory. and then we will pass a watch company, and that's where we will end the video. I just wanted to show you the store, which used to be hustling and bustling in the past, but no more. Lots of IT stores, Halloween costumes. It's Halloween tomorrow. I still love Nakano. One of my favorite places to just stroll around a little bit. Pet store. Area, which is more like yeah, there are very few watches, more like handbags and jewelry. And here is the watch company, which used to be huge, and now look at it. You can even see from the outside that they don't have anything anymore. No inventory, nothing. So that was our little walking tour here of the Nakano Broadway in Tokyo, looking at the different watch sellers. And unfortunately, as I mentioned, we can't go inside anymore. Japan has gotten really sensitive about that. But I hope you got a nice little overview of what they have. And if you're interested, come here and you can definitely find most watches you're interested in. And as long as the yen remains nice and low for us foreigners, it's definitely a great deal. So once again, welcome to Tokyo, and I hope you find what you're looking for.